What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, okay? It is the second day of May today. It is the brand new day. Here we are at 21 hours, 56 minutes until the close right now. 1.776 is the price on this day. And, just right off the bat, I want to say that, people, they get in this... whenever they get bored, especially, they get in this zone of like psychological warfare within themselves where earlier today, for me, it's actually still the 1st of May, but on the charts it's the 2nd of May. But like 12 hours ago, I made a video talking about XCN, and we were at like 1.8 cents, right? Not saying that we're bullish necessarily, but that the first domino to a bullish recovery has fallen, which is Bitcoin pumping, right? It's really hard for OnyxCoin or any coin to dump whenever Bitcoin's pumping, right? They might not move up with it, but it's hard for them to dump is all I'm saying, right? The next area that OnyxCoin is going to drop to, if it drops, the expectation would be 1.43 cents or somewhere around there, right? That's about a 20% drop. So again, why is this the first domino? Why is Bitcoin significant to this bullish recovery that OnyxCoin might have? It's because if Bitcoin moves up, it's really, I can't see a coin like this in the top 100 dropping 20%. It could happen. I'm not saying I've never seen that happen before. I'm just saying it's less likely to happen. Also, we have lower lows in the RSI, higher lows in the prices, hidden bullish divergence, and we have still yet to break below 1.727 cents on a daily closing basis. Again, we can wick below there. That means that not all hope is forgotten there. It's just if we close below there, as long as we're closing above it, there's still hope. I am leaning toward the downside. I've said this very, very many times, right? Several times, that I do believe now that we're going here. Ever since the 28th, I've been in the camp of believing that we will go down to 1.4 cents, 1.5 cents, somewhere around there. But it's the likelihood is more to that side, but it's not convinced. We're not validated in that notion until we get below 1.727 cents. Right now, it's just the idea we're running with, but that idea can be falsified. It can be proven wrong. And again, the first domino to fall is Bitcoin pumping. The next domino to fall would be to get XCN to bounce off of this 50 area. Yes, we had a red day yesterday, but it was a very neutral day. We're still with yesterday's close. We're still like right here by the 50. I mean, we don't have to. This is a 50 bounce. We didn't bounce right off the 50. This is a 50 bounce. We didn't bounce right off it, right? This one was pretty damn perfect, but it doesn't have to be perfect just in this area alone. So if the second domino would be getting this RSI to look like it's bouncing off this area, okay? And then the final domino there would be getting the price back above like 2.02 cents, 2.035 cents if we're pushing for that little bit extra, right? Something around this area. Once all three of those things happen, it's pretty certifiable at that point that we do have a bullish reversal going on and that we are continuing with moving up to the upside here. And again, I was starting off the video talking about the price right now. I made a video when we were at 1.8 cents. Now we're at 1.77 cents. It might feel like there's a psychological game going on where we're losing a battle just because we're one little digit below, right? But that's not how it works, right? We're very, very close to where we were about 12 hours ago, and then since 2 days ago, from the high to the low, that was an overall less than 6% range of a drop that we had there, and we're still within that range. So really, there's no losses happening. I mean, yes, we're moving down, but it might feel like we're losing this battle if you're bullish. But oops, sorry about that, guys. Damn, I need to turn that down. Yeah, let's turn down all that stuff. Actually, hold on now. There we go. Okay. But we're not. We're just in the same area. I do still expect that we're going to go down. Prepare for a loss if you're a bull. There is still hope in all fairness, but we haven't lost yet, right? We're kind of moving sideways. But inevitably, even when we do go down at 1.45, 1.3 cents, 1 point whatever cents that we go down to over here, that'll be a great area to buy. I think that it really is. It's possible that OnyxCoin could drop. And here's the possibility, guys. If Bitcoin right now doesn't continue, if we're on this path where instead of breaking out and moving higher, we're actually in a fake out phase where we look like we're going to break out. It's set up the same way as this, and everybody's now going long thinking that 100,000 and beyond is what's coming next. If we reverse from here and go down, we find support at prior resistance, something like that. We see a drop of that kind of magnitude for Bitcoin, which from the current price would be, roughly like a 9 to 10% drop. Absolutely, we could see OnyxCoin drop 20% or more at that rate. And what will I be doing? What will you be doing in that time? I hope we're all buying OnyxCoin. We're joining the Ninja Nation's buy wall there. I'm curious. I haven't actually looked at his Twitter today or his X.com, but I want to be part of the buy wall, man. I want to be part of the Great Wall in the XCN army. I did my part. I did my part. I didn't do that's the people who are fully deployed. They didn't do anything for the buy wall, but they're at least holding, right? We at least got strong hands there. I didn't notice SPA was pumping. That's nice. Good job, SPA people. Yeah, looking like it's actually going to break out to the upside here. Interesting. My internet's been super slow, but yeah, this is a good look. Anyways, I just noticed that because I'm like, oh hey, you're moving up a little bit. It was at 2 cents, but now it's at 2.1 cents. That's a little significant there. Yeah, looking at XCN, I'm not saying that you're certainly going down lower. My expectations are that we go lower. The likelihood, if I'm just looking at the charts, not using my emotions, would suggest that we have lower to go. And the next viable option would be something around like 1.43 cents. But we're not confirmed in that until we get below 1 point. And I know it sounds dumb because we're so close to it now, but 1.727 cents if and when we close below there on a daily basis, that's what it'll take to validate the downside for me. I'm still expecting it, but openly admitting that we haven't validated it yet, right? We very well could reverse it here, and I've already given you the parameters to reverse it, right? Inevitably, up, down, sideways, go backwards, whatever. Inevitably, we're going to be moving up higher to new relative highs than this, and we'll be seeing prices that are fantastically higher than anything that we can observe on the board right now, right? We have to zoom out just to get to the target area that we're going to. Something around, I'm thinking 26 cents, 30 cents even is a possibility I've been a lot more friendly with recently, especially after doing our math, comparing it to Bitcoin and Bitcoin's price versus XCN. It makes a lot of sense that we're going to see some fantastically higher prices by the end of this next endeavor, by the end of June, if not early July. But for now, we're just chilling. We're consolidating, right? Think about it like this. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but think about it like this, where we are with OnyxCoin. If anybody's getting discouraged, which you shouldn't be discouraged. We've made a massive recovery from the very discouraging slow bleed to the downside. We made a massive recovery, guys, right? We're still sitting on top of that. Don't worry about it. But think of it like this, okay? A lot of altcoins right now, they haven't really broken away from their downtrend. They're about to break away from their downtrend, but they haven't really, right? We're about to break away from it. And we're looking at this on a daily basis. They've only been consolidating for like a week, okay? XCN has already broken away from its downtrend, decisively broken away from its downtrend. And we've been consolidating now for about 3/4 of a month, almost a month, right? So we've got a lot more time of consolidation with a much more robust move here. It wouldn't surprise me that if and when XCN decides to move up with the rest of the market, that it will shine, it will outperform the rest of the market too. So don't get bored here. Any downside that might be accelerated because of this growth that we had, a little bit of standard volatility coming your way, it's going to pale in comparison to the amount of growth that we have afterwards, right? Don't be worried, in other words, of the potential move down. Worry about missing the move up because it's going to be that much more fantastic. Being at these prices now, it's really hard for me to not buy more. Like genuinely, it's really hard to not buy more, but I am waiting to see what goes on. I'm more than happy to buy at 2 cents or higher and just kind of chase this pump, right? I might not catch the whole enchilada, but I'll at least catch most of it. I'll buy there. And I'm holding out because I am, from a statistical point, I really do believe that we're going to see lower prices. So I'm holding out for that. But if anything changes, right, we start to turn around here on the RSI, we do get above 2 cents, Bitcoin's moving up, and this isn't some kind of fake out. The right circumstances change, I would definitely have no problem throwing some extra capital into XCN. It is my biggest bag still. I haven't sold any of my long-term holds. I plan on holding for the whole damn cycle. I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know what I'm doing as far as like buying and selling goes on Onyx.com. Of course, you can follow me at ChrisHarris85. Oh yeah, here's something. Something happened to me today, and I don't know if it happened to me today, but so some people have like hit me up and they're like, dude, you got hacked. I didn't get hacked. Thankfully I've never been hacked, actually. I'm very anal. I make it a pain in the ass for me to sign in. So you best believe if you're a hacker, it's going to be even more of a pain in the ass for you to sign in. I'm not trying to challenge anybody. I'm just saying I don't make it easy. I don't even make it easy for myself. I got a new phone, man, and it was it was a pain in the ass, but thankfully we got everything worked out. But essentially, enough of that stuff. Let's talk about what I got here on the post. Here is that I discovered a discrepancy in my portfolio. Right, I'm not going to say how much cookie dough I have, but it's a lot more than 10,000 cookie, and so much so that I don't think I would notice it. I don't think that I would have noticed this discrepancy at all. The amount looked fine, right? 10,000 compared to the amount I have, it's like a drop in the bucket. So it really didn't stand out to me, right? But then I was running the numbers of some funds that I'd recently put in about a week or two ago. At this point, it's probably a little bit over a week ago. Some funds that I put in, I was trying to separate that out from funds that I already had, my long-term funds versus my trading funds. And then I added up all my trading funds, and I was missing about 10,000 cookie. And I'm like, what the hell? And I ran the numbers. I spent like an hour. I spent actually a couple hours doing this. Very, very simple stuff, right? It's not like it's sophisticated numbers or anything like this, but I was making sure that I had to count it up a bunch because I had a lot of orders. And because you don't just put one order in, right? If you're doing limit orders, you got to layer them out, especially if you're doing the amount of money that I'm investing in there, right? But what am I trying to say? But the discrepancy that I noticed was 10,000 cookie. I'm missing 10,000 cookie, which at the current price is about $1,800, $1,830 to be exact. At the time of writing, it was closer to about $2,000. But tomato, whatever, man. I wanted to put sell orders in. I wanted to have some sell orders set up because I think that cookie is going to move up a little bit higher to 20 cents, 25 cents, somewhere in that area. So I have sell orders layered throughout there. But I couldn't sell. I couldn't have all the orders set up for my full amount. I know I'm talking about Cookie DAO right now, but it pertains to everything, really, right? If it can happen to Cookie, it can happen to anything. I've reached out to Coinbase now. They're going to get back to me. I'm expecting a call, any day now from them, but their customer service is not known to be fast. Let's just leave it at that, okay? I don't know how it's going to go. Maybe I'm missing something on my part, but I did the math, man. I went through all the executed. I mean, just like it says here, right? I accounted for partial fills, transaction fees, canceled orders. I only added the amounts that were executed. And I caught this discrepancy by chance, literally by chance. So it makes me, and I said this, my butthole clenched at the thought of all the discrepancies I've missed over the years. It was mere chance that I caught this one. It really was. So I'm going to be, not peaceful forever trading on Coinbase now, because I think that I don't think this is the first time. I've read actually in a couple places that this has actually happened before, and they make it right. I do fully expect that that they'll make this right, but it's just a pain in the ass, right? How can I not trust you? How is this even a thing that's being messed up? So the only reason I'm spending so much time talking about it in this video is, for one, we were looking at my X.com and it was right here. I was talking about following me if you want to follow along with any trades that I'm doing. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, right? But then for two, this could pertain to XCN too. It could pertain to anything. If it happens with one coin, why can't it happen with other coins? And I just don't want people to get screwed up, man. Keep track of your stuff. Balance your checkbook, so to speak, with Coinbase, because that's not cool, man. That's not cool. $2,000. That's not a small amount of money, right? Like it's. I don't care if you're a millionaire, you have $100,000 to your name, you have $10 million to your name. Nobody wants to just give $2,000 away, especially not to an exchange. So it's kind of upsetting, but I think everything's going to be fine. The only thing that's really upsetting is I hope I don't know how it would get resolved, but I hope I just get the cookie back. But I'd rather. I don't know if by the time it resolves itself where cookie's going to be at. So I hope that I get the price in cookie and not the price. Like I hope I get the 10,000 cookie back and not the US dollar proportion. You know what I mean? I hope that's what happens, because I have a feeling by the time this gets resolved, cookie will be at phenomenally higher prices. But here I am talking about another crypto on an XCN video, but the point still is valid for anything, everything, even beyond XCN. So I got nothing else for you guys. I'm just rambling at this point, but check yourselves, right? Check yourselves. Don't trust the exchanges. Verify, right? I don't even trust an ATM, man. I don't know why I ever trusted the exchanges, but I won't forever now. From now on and forever, it will be a pain in the ass every single time I trade, just that much more. So I'm gonna have to keep track of everything, but that's fine. Hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.